Hi, I'm Renee Smith.
And I'm Tammy Fellers, and we're math consultants at ESSDACK in Hutchinson, Kansas.
Today we have two new decks for you, and they are both called Operation Puzzles, but we have a deck 1 and a deck 2 because of the difference in the operations that are involved in those decks.
Deck 1 is focused on addition and subtraction, and we'll kind of show you the multiple puzzles that we've created. And deck 2 is focused on multiplication and division.
Right.
So how the deck works, you will get multiple puzzles in there, but I'm going to find all the green A's so that I know I'm using that. That happens to be 8 cards to build every one of the puzzles. And Renee and I are going to do this activity together, and I've given her 4 cards and me 4 cards. And we're just going to have to work together because we don't know whose it is, but we're building a 4-row by 2-column puzzle.
Right.
So
we've included this mat just if your children actually need to lay those puzzle pieces on there, but they just need to remember that that's the configuration. That's the only way this puzzle will work.
Right, and it's kind of hard to just place them right on there because I don't know exactly where they go. So, Renee, I have an 11 on top. Do you have an 11 on the bottom? Oh, wait, I have an 11 on the bottom.
You have an 11 on the bottom. Oh,
do you have something with a 10 on the side?
I do, right here.
Okay, so
let's see if that works. And that gives me, I need an 8. I have an 8 right here. Do you have another 8? Nope.
Well, but does it match up with this?
It does.
Okay.
It's 2 plus 7 is 9.
All right,
that
perfect.
works. Okay.
Perfect.
Now you need something that equals 13.
Oh, I have a 13.
You have one. Okay.
You need something that equals 12 on the side.
There.
No,
that's not
12.
it. That's not 12. Oh, but yours will. Yours will. And then the 7 and 2 makes the 9, and then I need something that is 13. I mean 12. Sorry, I can't even do the math. Uh-oh, we have a problem.
Okay, well maybe it goes up here at the top.
Okay,
Remember
maybe.
That?
Oh,
yeah, it does.
9 plus 1 is 10. There we go. And 3 plus 5 is 8, and 2 plus 4 gives us the 6. There we go. Boom.
So we created our puzzle.
There you go.
All right. So
hint to teachers. This is important for teachers. All of the A's on the middle of the puzzle are facing us, and that's again a hint that will help kids make sure that the puzzle pieces are facing the right direction. So you can tell them that, or maybe not,
or let them
figure that.
So within deck 1, you're going to have a few puzzles that are just addition. You're also going to have a few puzzles that the operation on there is just subtraction.
Right.
Then you'll have some that has both addition and subtraction, and sometimes multiple add-ins. Now again, some of them are focused on what I will call our fluency, memorized facts
like
that
we did here.
Want to get to. Obviously, when you get into the higher puzzles, we don't want kids to memorize that. They may want a whiteboard at the side and do their 83 minus 25 subtraction so that they can remember that answer and not have to keep redoing it and keep redoing it.
And regardless of the age or the size of the numbers, some children may have to build those numbers with a concrete tool. So,
absolutely.
And that's absolutely fine too. I mean, that's the only way we get to fluency eventually.
Absolutely. So. And think about how many times they're going to have to do that 9 plus 1. Oh, because they didn't find it, and they didn't find it, and so then they did.
Right.
So that would be kind of how far deck 1 goes.
Right. And again, with this deck, just like with all of our decks, you get a task sheet that gives you multiple ways to use this. We believe firmly in the fact that we need to hold kids accountable for doing this properly when we aren't present. So we've given you plenty of ideas for accountability as well for each of these tasks.
So in deck 2, that is multiplication and division, again, we're going to start out at the beginning with what we call those actual math facts that we want them to have eventually
fluency of. Right. And remember, fluency, when we say fluency, for some children, that means they've got a good strategy, a quick strategy, as opposed to they've got it absolutely memorized.
Right. And then we also have some that are just based on the division. And then you'll also have a mix of some that have both multiplication and division. This also goes to what I'll call the 12 by 12 grid for multiplication. Most of them are actually in the 10 by 10, but we did stick in a few 11s and a couple of 12s in the last couple of puzzles for kids to really begin to work with.
Right.
Again, our task has a downloadable task sheet that gives you all the directions, student countability possibilities, extensions, and then all of the mats, which this one only really has one mat, but any of your needs would be in that downloadable piece.
Thanks for joining us today.